So if we look at that first question that we did, where we had to do the 3 parts, if instead we use the cosine law, so if I write out the cosine law, a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. This is the side I'm trying to find. It's opposite the angle that I was given. So there's my cos 36. And then the other 2 sides become my b and c. So I would get 6 squared plus 3 squared times 2 times 6 times 3. So if you type this into your calculator, what do you get for an answer? So what did you get for an answer?
15.875.
Yep. But that's what a squared equals. I want to know what a equals, so I have to take the square root of that answer, which gives me that 3.98, which still rounds to 4.0 in the end. But look at how much fewer steps we had to do in order to solve that question. So let's look at the next one. Triangle PQR. So if I wanted to solve for Q, side Q, how would I do that? How would I write out the equation? Well, remember what I said. If this is Q squared here, it means that I have cos Q over here. And then everything else is going to be P's and R's, and lowercase because we're talking side lengths. So I'll have a P squared plus an R squared minus a 2 times P times R. So now if we label this triangle with the measurements we were given, QP equals 1.7, so Q to P. Q to R is 3.1, and angle Q is 110 degrees. So if I put that into this formula, Q squared equals 1.7 squared plus 3.1 squared minus 2 times 1.7 times 3.1 times cos 110 degrees. Now, if you're looking at this later on, what you might look at or notice is side P is actually the 3.1. So I do have the P and the R reversed. It doesn't matter because I'm adding them together. So because they're being added together, it doesn't matter if I go 3.1 squared plus 1.7 squared or 1.7 squared times 3.1 squared. And again, in here, it doesn't matter if it's 2 times 1.7 times 3.1 or 2 times 3.1 times 1.7. What do you get when you put that into your calculator? What does Q squared equal? So then when I take the square root of that answer, what do you get? And don't forget the units. This is measured in centimeters. Okay. Take a look at class example number 4. Bellevue is 30 kilometers north of Ayr, and Churchville is 18 kilometers northwest of Ayr. Calculate the distance between the two, Bellevue and Churchville, to the nearest kilometer. So everything is given in proximity to Ayr, and north and northwest. So I'm going to put error down here because I know I have to go north, and we're going to assume on our page that north means going up. So if north means going up, to get to Bellevue, that's 30 kilometers. What direction is northwest? So from north, which way do I go? This way? Yeah, because north, east, south, west. Never eat shredded wheat, never eat soggy wieners. However you want to remember it. Now, west is this direction. Where's northwest? And it would be halfway in between, right? So northwest would be this direction. And that's 18 kilometers, and that gives me to Churchville. And now I want to calculate the distance between the two. So we can call that side maybe little a. Can I figure out what angle A is? If this is going from north to northwest, how many degrees am I going to move? How many degrees would I move from north to west? How many degrees is this? 90. So to northwest would be 45. Because it's halfway between north and west. So now I have side, angle, side. I can use my formula. So remember what I said, a squared is going to equal something cos 45. So the cos 45 goes to the other side. And then these two sides here, we square them and add them together. And then we multiply them together, times it by 2 in cos 45, and subtract them. So tell me what this equals on your calculator.
3.3246.
But that's not the length, or that's not the distance from Bellevue to Churchville. I have to do what to this number? And what happens when you square root it? What do you get? So to the nearest kilometer, how many kilometers would that be? Just 21. Nearest kilometer would be nearest whole number. So the questions that I want you to work on, because we'll do this in 2 parts. Question 2B, 3, 4, and 11.